What's going on, friends? James Nguyen here with the Alpha Red Comic Channel. Thank you for joining me on this Sunday evening to close out the weekend as we draw pictures and talk comics and whatever you want to talk about. We can bring it up, we can talk about it, and I can hopefully inspire you to pick up a pencil and draw your favorite superhero character, or maybe create your own so that other people can have a new favorite superhero comic. And that is the inspiration for this week's independent comic creation, Invincible. So I've been listening to Rob Liefeld's Observations podcast, talking about Robert Kirkman and how he kind of went from a nobody who really wanted to create comics to fulfilling his dream of working for Marvel. And they threw him to the curb. I'm seeing that the camera is not quite right. Anyway, so but he created Invincible, and Invincible is arguably one of the biggest IPs that are kind of breaking into the mainstream mindset because of the Prime cartoon on Amazon Prime. So I knew that it existed. I mean, I used to pick up Invincible way before it got like really brutal, violent. I don't know if they curse in there or whatever, but it seems to be popular enough with the young folks. And so I just want to make sure that I give him some love, so that anybody who wants to see Invincible can have as many Invincible drawings as they can. Like Spider-Man is everywhere, Superman, Batman, everywhere. So why not Invincible? And it just really inspires guys like me who are independent comic creators to continue to create my own creation, Alpha Red. So you can go to alpharedcomic.com and pick up issues 1 through 7, and I'll be doing issue number 8 here in March. Will be hopefully in the hands of people who have supported in February. So without further ado, we are going to get started, and I want to make sure that I put this on the board first, and we're going to do a little preview of the comic that I so love to draw. This is my comic, Alpha Red. This issue is going to be a pro wrestling centric issue, but check out, this is my new favorite panel right here. Obviously inspired by some anime, but also inspired by some Joe Madureira. And we'll talk about my inspiration here in a minute. That's page 15. We'll count down page 14. I don't want you guys to get too much and then not want to pick it up. But here's page 12. I like trying to put the sound effects in myself. It was something that I saw and I liked, so I'm trying it out. Always want to try out the latest and greatest things that inspire me, and so hopefully they will inspire you. So this is page 9. What is going on? I'm keeping you guessing because I'm doing it backward. This is page 7, the introduction of the bad guy. And before that, they're fighting. Before that, they're introducing the thickening of the plot in page 5. This is page 4, where he runs into an old flame. And this is where the plot initially thickens. And then page 2, page 1, and here is going to be a villain homage cover that I'm doing based on a David Finch Joker picture, obviously. And in the comic, one of the main villains is he's stealing all the money. So that's just going to be an homage, a villain homage. But without further ado, this is the man of the hour. This is the guy that we're going to be drawing, and he is why you are here. It's not me. It's you. It's him. You and him. All right. But before we get started, we're going to say hi to you guys. Brother Fong in the house. He was number 1. What's up, peeps? Let me see. Okay, I can read it better. All right. Happy Sunday, pals. Brother Benny is in the house. Jay Scott, what's up, James? Happy Sunday to everyone. Thank you for being here, Mr. Jay Scott. Shotgun Scream says, guess who's back? Back again. James is back. Tell you, I love it. Tell your friends. I can do it. Boom, boom. Nice, nice. Hi, one YTF6I. Hello to you. And we have Dios Mary Tejada. Tejada? Hello. Hello. Brother Phone says, I can't wait to read Alpha Red number 8. I can't wait to show it to you, bro. I can't wait. I'm having so much fun doing it. Shotgun says, pages are looking good, brother. I thank you. And Dios Mary Tejida says, what she says there. I don't know if that's I see the face. I see like maybe a Pikachu face. Is that a Pikachu face? I am not versed in the emoji stuff. All right. So you guys know that I am partial to Mr. Joe Madureira. And so when I go for inspiration, when I'm looking for inspiration, I have a stack of Joe Madureira comics. And so I thumbed through before we started, and I'm going to use this picture right here and turn him into our favorite independent comic character of the evening, besides for Alpha Red. So we're going to use that pose, but we're going to put the Invincible skin on him. I'm going to put the Invincible reference right off to the side here. And then I'm also going to put this off to the side. And I'm hoping that maybe I can do it in color. So I'll throw down the pencils. All right. Let me get this pose up a little closer. Get a little closer. Don't be shy. All right. We're just gonna peel it back here and keep it close. And we want it big. We want Invincible right here. We want his arm down here. I don't know. Can you guys see? Can you see? All right. I'll put it up here so you guys can see what I'm trying to achieve here. Just his head in here. Now, obviously, he's going to be much slimmer. But I just love the energy of this pose. So we got the shoulder up here, how his head drops so far down into the body, the torso here, to create that energy. And then that'll be his arm here, and then his fist will be right here. And when I was looking at pictures for Invincible, he's always got his fist going. He almost never has his hand open unless he's flying and he's pointing. But I would normally open his hand up, maybe down here, throw some fingers out like here. Maybe I'll just do that just to see if I'm gonna feel that. But we want to show that maybe he's landing, and then like the earth is kind of blowing up right there. And then here's his sides. Here's his what do you call it? Pelvic thing. And then boom, here's his knee. And then we'll maybe make his foot over here. This is his calf, his foot. And then we'll make even that as it's hitting the ground. We'll do some of this energy right here. All right. So hopefully that gives us the right kind of energy we're looking for. And I'm not going to make his face point this way. Like Joe Mad has his face pointing this way. I want it to point at us because it's more like a cover when they interact with you. When the character interacts with you, we'll make it seem like he's here for us. Like we've been bad. We done did something bad. So this would be a bit of a preview for Brother Benny. He's got a Spider-Man Invincible coming. Whenever that comes out. Do you know when that comes out, Brother Benny, if you're still here? I know you pop in and out. You're getting ready for school and all that stuff the next day or whatever. Getting ready for your kids. For the kids. All right. So that's a good enough energy flow for the characters. What do you guys think? And then we'll have to tighten them up. Because like I said, he's not as beefy as that reference that I'm using. So we'll pretend like he's got his fingers out. Like he's going to come grab us. Make sure that we're not making him too bulky. I do have a very bulky Invincible original art picture. It's 11 by 17, but it was a recycled Superman pose that I was using, and I just never fixed up his girth. Let's see. This is his fist pointed out. Actually, it needs more perspective. More perspective. Did you guys have a good weekend? What did you guys do? Anything interesting? My wife and I went and tried to pick out some tile. That's the married life. That's what married folk do. I don't know if you guys are married, but it's not always the most exciting existence, but we are blessed to have each other, and the kids enjoy being around us. We were talking at dinner how the kids didn't understand some of the movies that we let them watch, and it was benign as like Lilo and Stitch, because the big sister was big enough that it looked like her mom, but it was her sister. So they were confused about that. What else were they confused about? They were confused about what is it? Saving Nemo. Or Finding Nemo. They didn't understand that the mom was dead, and why there was why the dad was running around with a crazy lady. Early March, I think. Also, no school tomorrow for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Look at you. Get the extra holiday. Got the extra holiday going. Let's see. Just make sure that we get that. The feel that he's kind of landing. There'll be just like specks of stuff flying everywhere. All right. I'll put in his bug eyes. Probably my least favorite design of part of his design is the goggles, the bug goggles. It does make him look younger. That may be why they designed him that way. But for me, that's the weakest part of the design. But hey, who asked me? Not Mr. Kirkman or Cory Walker or Ryan Ottley. I think the design was already designed by the time Ryan Ottley came along, but he makes it look good. Definitely makes it look better than of the two main artists, Ryan Ottley, I think, is clearly the better artist. Cory Walker was just first to the show and couldn't keep up with the demand, so Ryan Ottley got the chance and showed up, came to play every time. I gotta learn how to say your name, Trevor. That's right, Trevor. We'll just call you Trevor. We'll just call you Trevor. Brother Funk says, "Lucky you, I have work on Martin Luther King." Me too, brother. Me too. Trevor says, "I know it's in January. I forget the actual day." You think it's you think the Spider-Man Invincible is in January or Martin Luther King Day? I like every other holiday. Only every other holiday. I like them all. I like them all. If I can have a day off paid, I like them all. As I get older, days start to blend together. Absolutely. Laugh out loud. Yeah, the name wasn't my idea. YouTube did that to me. It does. It does do some funny things. All right. So we gotta get him to. All right. He's mad. He's got to be mad. All right. But you can't make him. You can't give him too many lines on his face, or else he starts looking old. And you can't make his jawline too pronounced because he's supposed to be younger. So we'll give him that, and then make sure his eyes have like a reflection of the horizon, like so. Like so. So he does. Okay. We'll give him some brown. So like the as I'm restudying the 90s era artists, I'm noticing how round the muscles are portrayed. So we are going to try to emphasize the roundness of the muscles. I'm learning a little bit about like the deltoids up here, the shoulder muscles. There's at least 3, and this one like kind of stops like near the end of the bicep. It's not like, I always thought it was like one big thing and just a couple lines, but it's like really 3 main ones. And this one actually, like the striations of it go this way, whereas the middle one goes this way, and then the back one kind of goes like towards the back, as you would imagine, like if the shoulder has to have power to go that way. Now we're not going to do all the striations of the individual muscles. We'll hint at them to kind of make it subtle. But that's the breakdown right there. The three sections, and this kind of stops the on the mid. What is it? Bicep, tricep, yeah. So mid tricep, and then this middle one kind of comes in and does like the heavy lifting. It has the most real estate on the mid part of the arm there. So, all right. What do you guys think? Off to a good start? Let's slim him down just a little bit, just because we know he's kind of a teenager. We're going to bring his chest in just a little bit so that it's not, he's looking kind of stout. Looking kind of stout. We want to make him heroic, but not hawkish. Hulkish. Okay. Nothing new. All right. No, anybody? I know my Bills, they're not my Bills. The Bills lost yesterday. I know a lot of the people in central New York are huge Believers. And they got tossed yesterday by Denver in overtime. I'm not much for sports anymore. My wife very much hates it, so I don't bother fighting to watch football, which is really the only sport that I ever watched. She finds it to be a huge waste of time, so she gets very annoyed with people who say they don't have time to do stuff, but they'll sit there for 3.5 hours watching an NFL game. So, I mean, I can't really blame her. But I don't know if you have a favorite team that is still in the playoffs. I hear that football has been very good here in the past 2 or 3 weeks. The teams that made it to the playoffs came to win, is what I'm told. At the Bible study that I go to, the men's Bible study, that was the talk of the table this past Wednesday. What do you guys think? Oh, he actually has a little bit more strength if it comes straight down here. And so I gotta shift everything over and see how that works out. Shift everything over, although it does have to come also over here. I don't know. Do you guys appreciate all the erasing? Sometimes this is why I do a preliminary sketch, so that you get a lot less erasing. You get more of the straight to the finished product, almost, kind of, sort of. And then we got to make sure to leave some of that for the energy. Pure energy. Trevor says, what would life be without the Bills? I think playing and getting your kids into sports, it can be good. But as far as watching it and the entertainment level, it's more of a time sink for sure. Brother Ryan in the house, Zebra Comics, let's go. No guess, not until Tuesday. So before I forget, this Tuesday, I am going to have a chat with Mr. Peter Samedi from Alterna Comics. So be there, 9 o'clock on Tuesday. My dad would always put Clint Eastwood movies on Thanksgiving, and our family hated it because they all looked forward to watching the Lions. Yeah, very cool. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, that is funny. So your dad was not much of a football guy, huh? Where are you from, Trevor? I don't know if you told me last week or not. But maybe you guys can tell me where you're from. That'd be interesting, because I'm here in Central New York, and so we got snow. We didn't have snow today, I don't think. I don't know. I can't remember when it doesn't snow, honestly, because there's snow on the ground, and it snows, and then they clean it up, and then we get more snow. So So his knee has to come up a little higher to really sell that he just came down. Kablooey. Kabamski. Trevor's from Michigan. I think, Ryan, you said you were from the Houston area, Houston, Texas. Houston. Brother Fong's from San Jose. Brother Benny, I believe, is up near Rochester, the Rochester, New York area. I think Brother Benny is the only one that I have met in person. Way back when? Like 3 or 4 years ago? 4 or 5 years ago? I want to say Brother Benny came out to pick up some Alpha Red at Heroes and Villains in Cortland. And much appreciated, brother. Much appreciated. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Motor City. We haven't seen snow in years. That's right. Yep. My dad is a motorhead. Anything with metal, aluminum, scrapping, you name it. That is his area of expertise. Hey, you gotta respect it. That's some manly stuff. That's some manly stuff. All right, let's see. What can we fill up here? Like, what would make it look like? Do we throw in some buildings here to make it look like, you know, he's in the city? Right. Throw in some windows, some ledges here, so that you think that he is in the city. All right. Maybe we won't do color because I don't have enough to just throw in the colors first. And I don't know if this will bleed. I don't know if the markers on top of the inks on the back of this is a backer board. So I'm gonna go out and find the cheapest issue of Invincible I can, and so that anybody who buys this sketch will also be able to get an issue of Invincible. So that reminds me, I don't know if you guys are into Youngblood, but I was able to pick up this Youngblood #1 by Daniel Warren Johnson, and I put it up on Etsy. If you go to jamesq.net, you'll be able to find. You get issue #1, issue #2, and the sketch of Bad Rock and the Bad Rock collector's card. So if you guys are interested, jamesq.net will take you there. And helps to support Alpha Red. More issues of Alpha Red. So what I believe I'm going to do is when I do my crowdfunder for it, it really will be just so that you guys can have an issue, because I'm going to pay for the coloring myself, because I have raised enough money with artwork and going to conventions and whatnot. So that won't be the purpose of the crowdfunder. Crowdfunder is hopefully to get enough support to mass produce the issue. So you will pay for the copy that you're going to get, which is going to be an exclusive cover, some kind of exclusive cover that will cost more. And then if we hit the goal will be $1,300 to print up 750 comics. And if we hit the $1,300 goal, then everybody gets a free regular edition of Alpha Red number 8. So that is kind of moving forward. If I can do it that way, I would prefer it. All right, I'm afraid he's going to look too bulky, so I'm going to slim him down a little bit. Slim him down before I get too carried away here. So as I am trying to get more Alpha Red in the hands of more people, having a large print run paid for during the crowdfunding really allows the sale of those larger run issues to help pay for the coloring and all the other stuff of future Alpha Reds. And all the money goes right back into Alpha Red. So it's not like I pocket the money and I buy more comics just for myself. I do buy comics for myself. I actually picked up G.I. Joe. I don't know what issue it was. What issue is this? Number 17, Dreadnought War. The 5th of 5 of the Dreadnought War. So we're gonna give this some action here. These speed lines hopefully will feel like his foot is going through the concrete here. And I want to make sure I get that in there before I put his leg down, because that will cut into the drawing of his leg. Brother Benny says, meeting you in person was a real treat for the both of us, sir. For the both of us. I appreciate that. JT Craze says, W drawing. I'm not sure what W drawing is, but I appreciate it. Drawing for the win, maybe? Ryan says, I'm looking for my red edition. The red edition. I don't know if there's going to be a red edition. Shotgun says, any estimates on the dates for the launch? So I'm going to try to launch it mid-February, because I want it to be done I want to close it by mid-March so that it can get to the printers in time to get printed. It takes about 10 days to get it printed. And so, I mean, this is like the last, hang on a second, I'm looking for a piece of paper. For smudging. Why don't I have? I keep stealing it from my spot. I have a smudge, a piece of paper for smudging, but I walk by and I steal it. All right, you're just gonna have to look at this this David Finch homage, villain homage cover as I use it to block out the smudges, the possible smudges. So yeah, Shotgun, I am planning on starting the campaign around the 15th the 15th or 16th. So the 16th is a Monday. February 16th is a Monday. I'll probably start it then. I know I have things written down. I have a schedule of when things need to be done written down. I haven't looked at it lately. I am not on schedule yet. I'm a little behind. I did promise some people some drawings that I have not, that I'm trying to kind of squeeze in. Do I make the fist? I think I just want to make the fist because it feels more invincible. That's all the pictures I see of him. He's just punching. He's very tense, very tense. But yeah, that is the plan. I plan to have all the drawing done, inks and all, done by mid-February. And so that I can kind of get started on the final script and all those kind of edits. And so while I am doing the crowdfunder, I will be then working on, I'll be doing the crowdfunder and the final scripts at the same time, and hopefully all that kind of works itself out. The colorist, I did not bring it up with the colorist. That I didn't ask him. I just assumed that he would have time to color it. And I am finding that he is a little on the busy side. So I'm hoping that my timing works out with his timing, because that has a lot to do with the cost of things. I was banking on his rate as a way to kind of avoid adding the cost of the colors to the crowdfunder. And honestly, I have enough to pay for my old guy. He was a little bit more expensive. He was like 3 times as expensive. This guy, my current guy, is pretty inexpensive and does a good job. And I am finding that other people are finding him. And so I want to make sure that I secure his services. I want to secure those services and still hit the deadlines that I am hoping to hit. So that is my current dilemma, because I reached out to him. I started sending him some pages. I was doing the math, the date math. And I was like, boy, if he can only do, he's good for like 3 or 4 pages a week. And so I said, why wait? Why sit on the pages that I have if I already have the money to pay him? Why not just go ahead and pay him now and let him chip away at it? And he has not responded. I did pay him for some other images here in the past week and a half, 2 weeks. And there were 4 pictures. And it's not something that I need anytime soon. But while I was thinking about the timing of everything, I said, why not start sending him the pages that I have done? And so I reached out to him, sent him the pages, tried to confirm that the cost was still what I remembered it to be. And he's been good. He's been good letting me know if it costs more or less. Some of the images that I send him to color are just very basic. They're just the character, just kind of floating, flying. And so he brings down the cost in that case. So I wish I could color. I wish I knew how to color. I wish I was fast enough. So I'm kind of filling in this stuff, just kind of sketchy like this. I find myself doing this even on the regular pages. And then I'll come in with the thicker. This is the point, I don't know if you guys can see this, the precise rolling ball. Will it focus? Will it focus? The V5. So here, let me do this with the camera. Let me see if the camera will move. Follow me. I just noticed that the camera is not. We'll just move the whole camera. Here we go. Yeah. There we go. Now I'm centered. Let me see what you guys are saying here. Oh, already got that. Pete does a really good job with the script edits. Very reasonable prices too. Okay, very good, very good. Yeah, I don't use any outside people, because I am so particular about the story. And even my writer, I don't know how my writer works with me. He'll send me an outline, and then I go, yeah, I like that outline. And then as I'm drawing it, I'll approve the outline, start working on it. And then I'll go, well, I think this would make it better. And then I start changing parts of the story. And just to what I would prefer to see. And so he, sometimes he pushes back. I tell him he can push back, because I'm not some kind of tyrant. I don't know if I have the best story in mind. Sometimes I just kind of fall in love with a particular element of the story, and I might have a blind spot. So I allow him to push back, and I say it that way because I own the character. So I hire him to help me with the outline and help me with the breakdown of the story. But ultimately, I'm the editor, I'm the creator, and I mean, I don't want to make it sound like it's super harsh, but the buck stops with me. You know, I do pay him for his services, so it's not like he's doing it for free or anything like that. So he gets paid, and he gets a voice, he gets a say in it, and he's fun to work with. He's very enthusiastic about things, so it's kind of nice to have somebody with a lot of energy for comics. He wants to be a writer, obviously. He goes to school for writing, so it's not just like a hobby. He's a college age guy. So, and I fancy myself a good scripter. Not the best, but it's kind of like I try to make myself laugh. And I have gotten enough feedback from people that I feel confident that the direction that I go with my script and my stories is appreciated by enough of the people that I just keep doing what I do. So hopefully you guys who have not given it a try, give it a shot this time around. So in about a month, in about 2 or 3 weeks, I hope to have the crowdfunder started. I hope to have all the pages done. There's just a lot of life things occurring right now. So until Valentine's Day, there are so many personal things that go on in my life. Like it'll be birthdays that go into holidays, and then coming out of holidays, it goes back into birthdays, and then the final holiday, which we have fatigue by the time Valentine's Day comes around, because there are so many birthdays and all the things that we're done celebrating. So my wife turns 50, I turn 51, my son turns 18, all in the next 2 weeks here. So there are certain things that we'd like to do for my wife's 50th, my son's 18, and then for me it's nothing. I could care less. My wife likes to do stuff, but I don't care. I did not grow up celebrating my birthday because I share a birthday with my mom and my dad. My dad never acknowledged my birthday. It was always mom's birthday. He was always, my mom was hard to please. It's not all my dad. It is partly my dad because he was an immigrant man, and there was, that's not something that he grew up doing. It's not a part of our culture to celebrate certain things, or, my mom took care of the house and my dad worked. And then, when she was overwhelmed, he would come home and he'd be drinking beer or whatever, and she would lose it on him. But he would try on her birthday to make it special for her, which meant ignoring me. And my wife grew up where her birthday was super duper special. And unfortunately for her, she married someone who was not used to that. So it's taken me many, many years to make sure that I wrap my mind around doing something special for my wife on her birthday, especially this milestone type birthday. See what you guys are saying here. Shotgun says, yeah, the more people involved with the comic, the more expensive it gets. After printing and delivery, it gets close to $1,000 a page. Thankfully, I do the drawing, which is usually the most expensive part outside of the shipping. So I do feel very blessed to be able to take care of that part of it myself. But yeah, my goodness, all the things. So hopefully when Pete comes on the show on Tuesday, be there for that, guys, 9:00. We'll talk about like hiring people, how far out he plans. I know that he's having problems with the work coming in. I'm supporting his current King Cryptid campaign, and that ended. I don't know when that ended, but when I was looking up his King Cryptid thing on Alterna, it looks like he's advertising that you can order issues, whatever 9 through 13 or something like that. But then he sent out an Indiegogo message and said, you know, like, thanks for your patience. It's going to be later than anticipated, and you know, the work just has not come in. So, you know, and he uses pretty reliable guys, and so we'll talk to him about that and what has changed in the past 20 years, because he's been doing it since 2006. I don't know if you knew that, Shotgun, that his website says that they've been printing since 2006. So he's been doing it for 20 years. All right. Got this energy going, right? Make sure they got these buildings. So the perspective is like up in the sky. So like the buildings come down and they come out this way. So the point, the vanishing point is way, way up here. I'll use this finger instead. But then there's also a vanishing point for the horizon. So the horizon is, you know, you want it to be down here. So you want all the lines for the windows to come down. It's actually probably should be down here somewhere, because as I'm doing it right here, should be, we'll just make a spot right here in his neck, and then kind of aim for that as you're trying to do the perspective on the building. There's that. And then just aiming for that. And if I was really wanting to make it look spectacular, I'd break out the ruler, but it's too late now. I've already committed to not. So here's the spot here. So you go, you bring it up. Where's the spot? Here's the spot. Here's the spot. And let's see what you guys are saying. Christopher says, looking really nice. Thank you. Thank you, Christopher. Also says, your cover sheet is looking, the sheet is cool looking. What is that? This cover sheet? This is going to be a villain homage cover for the latest issue of Alpha Red number 8. And that will start crowdfunding hopefully mid-February, and it will be in your hands by the end of February, the end of March, if all goes well. If all goes well. Brother Reverend Saber's in the house. What's going on, Rod? Evening, all. Good evening, all. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us, sir. Maybe you'll join us for my interview with Pete on Tuesday. So I know, Reverend Saber, you are also a fan of alternative comics and all that jazz. He will be on this channel at 9 p.m. on Tuesday. So yes, this is the variant cover. This is a David Finch thing of Joker that I am transforming into the villain that I have for Alpha Red number 8. So the reason why it looks so darn good is because of Mr. Finch and less because of me. I'm just trying not to mess it up as I create that image. All right, so there's a spot, and then you want the road to kind of go back to it. So, do you guys watch the Invincible cartoon? I've heard good things about it. I hear it's a little bit more on the R-rated side, so I have stayed away. But that is my personal preference of entertainment. I'd rather it not be so gory. But I understand that people's tastes are skewing more gruesome. So I am intentionally creating something that I'm hoping is family friendly, that people will try. All right, let's break into this. Let's start using the other pen, the thicker lines, and that should start to give it a little bit more depth. I don't know if there's depth here. Let's give it a couple more buildings here. This building over here. This also has a point right here. Give it that point in his neck. I know that perspective is not people's favorite thing, and I don't always get it right. But sometimes you can fake it. Sometimes you can just fake it. All right. Christopher says, sweet. Thank you, sir. Funk says, excellent work as always. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Funk says, I only saw clips of Invincible on YouTube. It's pretty violent. Yes. But the animation, boy, I saw on, I think it was Facebook is where I first saw the breakdowns of this current season. And I was mesmerized by the action. And it was violent. It was definitely violent. But it had not yet had all the blood and all that stuff. So it was just like hand-drawn stuff over top of like computer modeled buildings and stuff. Just like absolutely, I was just stunned by the animation, the timing of the animation. It was really, I don't know how to describe it other than it was like it just really, really good. It made me want to see it, honestly, but I don't plan to. But it doesn't mean that we can't be inspired by an independent comic that made it as far as Invincible has made it, where I even noticed it, even with that drawing of Invincible that I have, that I kind of reskinned over a Superman drawing where he's much too bulky. Some young guys came over and they were very excited to see it. Now, they couldn't afford it because I had a pretty big price tag on it, which I can probably stand to bring down, to be honest. But I was surprised that they were so excited about seeing Invincible in the wild. I don't think that they were big comic book fans. They were just Invincible fans, much like a lot of people who are Spider-Man fans, but not necessarily Spider-Man comic book buyers. They don't own any Spider-Man comics, but they happen to like Spider-Man and they like images of Spider-Man. That's the feeling I got when these guys were reacting to my artwork, my pinup of Invincible. So Tuesday, Mr. Peter Cimetti will be joining us. And I'm curious to hear what he has to say about what has changed in the past 20 years from when he started publishing himself and why he went the route that he did to self-publish and to start a publishing company, because that seems like a pain in the rear end, honestly. I know how fickle some creators can be, and I think there is an expectation, I think, that creators have that the publisher is going to do everything. And maybe the publisher that is most successful does do that for you. And maybe that's what Image does. I don't know. I don't know how much of that they do for you. But I know that Alpha Red is published through Starcross Comics. And it's pretty much you're on your own. I mean, it is collected on the same like website so that you can stumble upon the other Starcross comic books, but as far as them like people just going to the Starcross Comics webpage and thumbing through the store is like never. It is not something that happens. All right, guys, it looks like we are coming to the end of this piece, and just in time too. It is 9 o'clock, and that is typically the time I aim for, about 1 hour ish. 1 hour ish. So I appreciate you guys hanging out, closing off the weekend, hanging out with me, and encouraging me to continue to pick up the pencil, pick up the pen, pick up some comics. Hopefully you are inspired also. Let's give it a signature here. Where? We'll put it right. Put it right in there. And then when I get that done, I'll read through the last of the comments and then bid you adieu. And hopefully you'll hang out with me on Tuesday at 9 when I host Mr. Peter Simeti. Peter. All right. And you guys can ask him all the questions about publishing. I'll have some questions for him, obviously. But hopefully you guys can prepare some questions and have him answer some of those. Oops, it's 2026. I haven't done that since the beginning of the year. I've not done that since the beginning of the year. All right, guys. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got for me. Hope you dig that. Hope you enjoyed watching me create that. Brother Benny says, I saw the first few episodes. I started reading the comic and wanted to finish the series so I wouldn't be spoiled by the show. Well, I don't think they'll have enough for you to be spoiled by. I mean, you'll spoil some of it, I'm sure, if you just kept watching. But yeah, read the comic. Read that comic. The 2006 being 20 years ago is breaking my brain. Isn't that so true? So true. How do we get so old? Brother Funk says, is your family planning something when you turn 51? I don't think so. Nothing more than a normal, just your normal stuff. Birthday cake. They'll ask me what my favorite dinner is, and I'll have them go down to the local fish fry and get me something, because my wife doesn't like fish. So whenever I get a chance and it's my decision to make, it's usually seafood. And even though I am in central New York, which we don't have a lot of big seafood places, like we don't have large bodies of water around here. People do fish around here. We do have lots of lakes, but I love fish. So hopefully they'll join me and eat some fish, and we can all smell fishy together. But other than that, let me see. One last one says, what do you think the first episode of Invincible season 4 will be? I don't know. I might take a peek. I might take a peek and watch it, just because of the animation that I saw was so outstanding. I don't know where they left off, and I don't know where they're going to jump in, because I did not follow the first 3 seasons, but I am going to peek in just to see some of that animation actually be realized. But guys, thank you so much again for hanging out with me each Sunday night. Please go to alpharedcomic.com, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. We'll draw more stuff. You can put in the comments what you would like me to draw. We'll try to keep it independent oriented this year, hopefully, outside of the Invincible and Spider-Man that I got coming. But I'm gonna intentionally try to do independent comics, and I've got a lot of them. I've got a lot of friends in the independent comic space, so we'll draw some of their characters, and hopefully we'll have them on and talk about the inspiration behind some of these characters and who they're influenced by and all that good stuff. So hopefully they'll inspire you to create your own comic or pick up their comic and support them. All right, guys, thank you so much again, and until next week. Let me turn this off, because I always forget to turn off the music. Turn this off. Ba-bam, 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 ba-bam. Hit that, and grace and peace.
From the shadows he rises with courage in his heart, a beacon of hope. He's ready to start, with faith as his armor and a fire in his soul. Alpha Red stands tall, fulfilling his role. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. Red. In a world full of chaos, where evil accomplishes his mission and work. Guided by God, with strength from above, he battles the darkness with unyielding love. Alpha Red, the hero we need, with the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread, for the world is safe with Alpha Red, Alpha Red. When the night seems too long and hope seems so far, look to the skies, you'll see his bright star. With a prayer and a promise, he faces the fight. Alpha Red shines through, the beacon of light. Alpha Red, the hero we need, with the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread, for the world is safe with Alpha Red. So stand tall with courage, let your faith lead the way. With Alpha Red beside us, we'll see a brighter day. For evil may tremble, but never forget, the world is protected by our hero, Alpha Red. Alpha Red. Alpha Red.